Good day again, grade 10s. We're now starting with conversions in the metric system, and the purpose of this lesson is to carry out conversions involving length, distance, volume, and mass. The expectations of this lesson is to be able to convert from memory and then also to be able to convert using conversion factors. The first thing we need to talk about is what is the difference between length and distance. Well, length you can measure with a ruler. Distance is, for example, distances traveled that you would use an odometer on a car. We measure distances on maps. The first thing that you have to know is this little acronym here. King Henry died a miserable disease called measles. And what we use from that, so whenever we do conversions, we always say King Henry died a miserable death called measles. And then over here you will see, there's your King Henry died miserable death called measles. The only thing that changes, you will see, is your meters, your grams, and your liters. So you've got to remember length is measured in meters, mass in grams, and capacity or liters for that one. Right. If you have a look at your ruler, you will see when we travel this way, numbers get bigger. When we travel in the opposite direction, numbers get smaller. So when you're stuck with King Henry, best you remember, have a look at your ruler and see what happens. When we go to the right, numbers get bigger, and when we go to the left, numbers get smaller. From that, we're going to, I just need to explain to you about the bunny hops. I call each one of these a bunny hop. So that's 1, 2, 3 bunny hops. So because our numbers are getting bigger, when we go this way, we are going to multiply. When I go this way, my numbers are, if I look on my ruler, my numbers are getting smaller. So I'm going to divide. Right, now we use all those facts in order to do conversions from memory. So let's have a look at this one. Want to move it up a bit. Okay, you've been asked to convert 36 kilometers to meters. So the first step that you are going to do, you are going to look in your table. Here are kilometers, here are meters. I'm going in this direction. My number is getting bigger, so I'm going to multiply. How much bigger? Well, it is 1, 2, 3 bunny hops. So I'm going to show my bunny hops. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put a 1 in front of it. And remember, I'm going to the right. So my number gets bigger. I'm going to multiply. So what we're going to do, we're going to say 36 multiplied by 1,000 will give us 36,000. So 36 kilometers times by 1,000 will give us 36,000 meters. Let's look at the following one. Right, we are going to convert. I'm just going to use this little table here. We are going to convert from centimeters to kilometers. So I'm going from centimeters to kilometers. I'm going to the left. If I look on my ruler, my numbers get smaller. So I'm going to divide. How much must I divide by? Well, let's count our bunny hops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I put a 1 in front of it. I am dividing. So if I take 610,354,987 and I divide it by 100,000, Okay, we can just do it like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is going to equal 6,103,54987, and those are going to be kilometers, and I'm going to round off to 2 decimal places. So remember, when I round, I'm rounding to 2 decimal places. I mark my place. I look at the neighbor, 5 or more, let it soar. So I'm going to add 1 onto the 4, and it's going to be 6,103,55 kilometers. So that is conversion from memory. Please will you make sure that you learn it and you know exactly how to work within the metric system. Right, then the other conversions that we get are the conversion factors. Now, conversion factors will always be given to you. So this is always given. None of this you have to learn. So if it is given, you need to use ratio to see how it works. So let's have a look. For example, you need to convert 2 cups and 3 tablespoons and you've got to convert them to milliliters. Well, the first thing I'm going to do, so I'm going to separate this 2 cups, okay, and I look here is my cup, and I'm converting to milliliters. So I'm looking at that, and this will form your ratio. So unit of measure, unit means 1, so it's going to be 1 cup or 1 tablespoon or 1 teaspoon. So I'm going to set up my ratio. I'm going to say 1 cup to 250 milliliters equals, now I need 2 cups to X milliliters. Fraction form, 1 over 250 equals 2 over X. Cross multiply, 1 times X is X. 2 times 250 is 500 milliliters. I've now done the cups, but what about the tablespoons? So now I go back to my table and I must look for tablespoons. So I've got 1 tablespoon. How many milliliters? Okay, it is 15. I should have moved that circle. So I have got 1 tablespoon to 15 milliliters equals 3 tablespoons to X milliliters. So I've got 1 over 15 fraction form equals 3 over X. Cross multiply, 1 times X is X equals 15 times 3 is 45 milliliters. So now I've got my cups and I've got my tablespoons. So I'm going to have to add these together and I'm going to get 545 milliliters. So 2 cups and 3 tablespoons equals 545 milliliters. Right, the homework. It's page 75, exercise 1 for your next maths lesson. Thank you.